I have to do this one more time. I'm going to lose it. I just want to stream. I just want to stream. That's not too much to ask for. Now it's looking good. I'm looking fine. But guess what? I have to sit here and wait. Wait it out. Please, just let me stream. That's all I want. Maybe I should set up the stage where there's not a... It's not even on the right screen. Yes, it is. You know what? Doesn't matter. We're gonna get into this thing. No, don't go red. We're gonna play the game. That's all I want to do. That's all I've been wanting to do. Game capture. There we go. Looking good. Uh-oh. And the thing's broken. I broke the thing. I broke it. And we'll leave it like that. Okay. You know what? Let's just do this. What's going on, guys? This is PukaTuka here. It was just one of my hardest struggles. But you know what? Let's just get into it. This is so stupid because I did this stream earlier, but it was just broken. But we're on chapter 4, Parfait Girls, Final Bell. Okay. Oh my god, it's raining. I don't even want to have to read this. But guess what? I have to. Because you guys haven't seen it. But if you're new to the channel, hit that like button. Also, hit that subscribe button. And yeah, let's just get into this. The first few raindrops splattered against my face, polite wet kisses rolling down my chin. I stepped away and glanced up, greeted to angry storm clouds swirling above, pushing away the once bright sun from earlier today. The sound of faint thunder echoed across the campus. I could see the students glancing up in alarm and starting to rush away, hoping not to get caught up in the storm. Within seconds, a steady rain shower was beating down on the... something. I did not read that last word, and I don't really... Did I just skip another line? On the campus. I said that. The rain dripped down in streams from the tin roofing of the breezeway. The cool air brushed against my face, a harmonic and refreshing feeling. I stood by the entrance to the foyer, protected under the metal roofing of the walkway. Good thing I have my umbrella with me, I thought, thinking back to the umbrella I had packed away in my bag this morning in preparation for a possible storm. Well, that's what the forecast said. I leaned against the wall for a moment, listening to the rain drum against the roof. I scrolled through my phone, finally getting to check the notifications that had built up over the 7 hours it was shut off. Another treacherous school day had finally ended, and I was ready to form my second meeting with the literature club again. With Miss Gojo being absent last period, it gave me time to fine-tune my poem. It's so fine-tuned, it's so fine-tuned, it's so fine-tuned, it's so fine-tuned! Markiplier reference. You guys don't get it. Oh, my phone might be charging. That's right, because I turned off my PS4 fully. Hey, I gained another sub. Get in there, people. 100 is on its way. After working and reworking it, I finally felt it was adequate enough to show it to everyone. I shoved my phone in my pocket. The rain showed no sign of stopping as I started to walk through the breezeway, careful not to get caught by the constant sheets of rain. As I stepped into the seniors' building, a gust of wind swung the door open and practically slammed the door on my back. How bad is it gonna get? I thought as I made my way up the stairs. Ugh. It's so weird that I already know what's happening. I know what's gonna happen. I know not all of it. I got like probably like through like 1/4 of the thing. Sorry, I'm reading. I'm not reading. I'm watching the stream just to make sure. I'm not gonna go look on the on Streamlabs because I know if I do, everything's just gonna break. I stepped into the classroom. The room was artificially lit, with the storm now blocking out the sun's light. It felt rather homely. I looked around and saw Yuri sitting in her usual spot, nose deep in her ominous book. Sayuri was at the desk closest to the teacher, scrolling through her cherry red case phone, a white pair of headphones snaking up to her ears. It didn't seem like either noticed me enter. Tucked away in the back was Natsuki, worriedly looking at the rain against the rain lashing against the windows, her arms folded against her chest. I could see a cluster of papers sitting on her desk with a binder opened up. Is it her poem? Monica was noticeably absent. I cleared my throat. Hey, where's Ma? Sayuri's face snapped up at the sound of my voice. She slammed her phone down on her desk. Puka! You're here! She got up and dashed over to embrace me. I gingerly returned the hug. Is she gonna do that every time I show up? It's almost embarrassing. Whatever. From the back of the room, I could see Natsuki longingly staring at me. We locked eyes. Natsuki quickly looks away, a trace of red outlining her cheeks. It's good to see you again, Puka. Glad to see you're holding up. You're holding up your promise to the club. Doesn't matter how many times I read something, I'll mess it up. Yuri was at her usual spot by the door, glancing up from her portrait of Markov's book to address me. Speaking of Yuri's book of choice, I did some light research on it, and as it turns out, the plot is very dark. Much darker than I expected. To sum it up, it's about a high-ranking Nazi medical official after World War II. The official went into hiding and kidnapped various Jews to torture and experiment as a sort of demented coping mechanism for Adolf Hitler's defeat. I spoiled it for myself a bit, and in the end, the official gets what's coming to him by the means of execution, with the story ending on a happy note, if you can call it that. The reviews I read did say that the book makes you reflect over the crimes against humanity the Jews and other groups suffered at the hands of the Nazis during the war. Now, what does this say about Yuri's personality? Nothing, I guess. After all, she did say she was interested in psychological elements and all that, so a book like The Portrait of Markov would be right up her alley. Still, that doesn't mean it's kind of messed up. I wonder what the other book she mentioned is like. I heard a flurry of footsteps outside the hallway, and a few beats later, Monica stepped through the door, the ribbons in her hair slightly disheveled. Once again, I have no clue how to say that word. You guys don't know when I say once again because you weren't there earlier. You don't exist. Also, I went back and changed the thumbnail of some of all the Doki Doki streams so far. I feel happy. Uh, None of it's clickbait, really. Actually, none of it's clickbait. Maybe the second one, but that just goes based off of visual expression, so that doesn't matter. But sorry I'm late, everyone. I hope I didn't keep you all waiting. Her voice sounded rushed and panicked. In her hands, I could see what looked like music sheets for an instrument. I wonder what she was doing. Monica set her bag down atop the teacher's desk. Ah, hello, Monica. We were wondering where you were. Yuri gets up from her seat to lean against her desk. From the back of the room, I saw Natsuki walk over to join our circle next to Sayori. Sayori giggled. I guess you decided the club was more important than your boyfriend after all. Monica looked up from the from her bag and blushed beet red, clearly embarrassed by the notion. Her face, I love that, Monica's face. But boyfriend? What are you talking about, Sayori? Well, what else would have made you late? Were you just caught up in the crowd, or were you too busy? She makes a kissing gesture with her hand. Getting busy. Sayori burst into laughter, Natsuki sharing the laugh. Yuri just smiled, and I couldn't help but grin a little too. Monica shot her a look, her her voice now laced with annoyance. Well, if you must know, I had study hall for my last period, and I just lost track of time. That's all. No boyfriend. Natsuki looked confused. That doesn't make any sense. You would have heard the bell at least. Monica gives a dismissive wave. Well, I was in the band building, working on my piano skills, and the bells in there aren't as loud as the ones on the rest of the campus. I didn't even know the bell had rung until one of the directors told me it had. Terry's face lit up. You play the piano? No, what? I had no idea. Well, I've only just started recently. I've been having private lessons at home, but I've gotten permission from the orchestra director to use their piano here to practice with during school. I think that me using their piano means that I want to join the club. But joining them would mean not having enough time for you all, so don't get worried. There's a warm smile on Monica's face. There's something about that smile that just puts me at ease. It's almost entrancing. 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 Still, that's so cool. You have to play something for us sometime. Genuine happiness traces in Sayori's voice. Monica gave an airy laugh. Well, I wouldn't call myself an expert, but I am in the process of writing a song that I'm trying to get done before the Monica stopped and muttered something. Sayori gasped and slapped her hands on her cheeks. You're gonna play at the festival? That's so amazing! Ah, that's not my pitch. I cannot go that high, otherwise it starts to hurt, and I have to cough because it hurts. Bells at the yard! Alright, we're good on the stream. I don't need to watch that anymore. We're good. It didn't come out. It had a mixture of a cough, a sneeze, and a yawn. All that on three. It did and the sneeze didn't come out, so I literally was just sitting there looking like an idiot. But you guys can't see me for now. Monica smiled, appreciating the praise. Yeah. Yes, I thought that a song for the school to hear would really set us apart from the rest of the club's events. A sweet, memorable song will show everyone how creative and fun our club can be for them. I've been working on the song since last week and I'm very close to finishing it. I spoke up. I think I speak for everyone when I say I'd love to hear a snippet of it before the festival. Unless you want to keep it a surprise, that is. Monica sat down at the teacher's chair. I should have it done by at least Sunday, and I'll play a portion of it for you all before the festival on Monday morning, if you all can come early. She paused. But just the music, though. No lyrics. That's gonna be the big surprise. Monica clapped her hands together. Well, let's get down to it. Time to share poems, everyone. And now we go off to me embarrassing myself and reading other people's poems I've already read before. I'm trying to remember. If you guys want to read through this, you can. Yeah, I'll go slow. It's not. It's basically you can go watch the original game. I'm not gonna read through it because I've already read through it. It's what a series poems. Oh, I had to burp, too. Oh, come on. That, like, it was coming up and I was scared I was going to just straight up throw up. Sayori's poem was a little more meaty than her first, with an actual narrative to it. To summarize, it was about a girl whose mind is a collection of bottles. With her happy thoughts, she wrote that a lot, being stored in the bottles in her head. My God, my throat wants to die. I love my mommy. With fluffy kittens and balls of sunshine galore, it was oozing with cuteness, but the words almost reminded me of something Yuri would write or read in terms of vocabulary. Hello, stream? You gonna... No, shut up. Turn down. Forgot to keep this open to read chat. But it was much, much brighter in tone. I set the paper down on her desk, pushing it back to her. What did you think? She's not hiding her excitement to hear my thoughts. Oh, I just remembered there was a spider earlier, and I caught it. I threw it away. I didn't kill it, but I threw it away. I took a breath. It was very emotional. I think that's the right word. There was a lot of symbolism in it, and I waved my hand, trying to grasp my meaning. It was good, is what I'm trying to say. God, can I have said that any more awkwardly? Sayori, I would say Christ, but I don't know why. I just feel bothered saying Christ. I don't know. Sayori adjusted the bow in her hair. I know exactly what you mean. Thank you, Puka. Oh my God. Your thoughts mean a lot to me. She pointed at my notebook. Can I read yours now? I silently handed her my paper. Sayori snatched the paper from my hand and started to analyze it. But as she read it, I couldn't help but feel there was something off about her today. It made no sense considering her bubbly spirit today, and she looked as normal as ever with her lazily unbuttoned blazer and her messy hair. But the way she oh my gosh. But the way she carried herself seemed shifted. Oh my God. It tastes like pizza. What? I don't even know when I had pizza last. Last week, I think? I couldn't quite place it. It was like someone else was piloting her body and mind, even though she acted like her usual happy self. After she gave me her thoughts on my writing, her critiques just as sparkling and overjoyed as her last one, I dared to ask the question. Sayori, is everything alright? You seem disconnected. Hmm? Are you feeling well? Of course. Why? Is something wrong? There's a look of worry on Sayori's face. I shook my head. No, everything's fine. It's just, I don't know. You seem out of it. Did you wake up late again today? Sayori, I forgot about that. Custom art, though. Oh, I think that's a screenshot, too. That's a screenshot. That's a thumbnail for this episode. Just saying. that will be the thumbnail. With, of course, the text. Sayori glanced down at her phone. I think she got a message, but I couldn't read her screen at all. Then back up to me, her eyes parted. Yeah. I sighed. Sayori. She cut me off. I'm sorry. My alarm clock stopped working. Oh my God, the yawn brutally messed that up. Last night, and it didn't wake me up in time. I got here as soon as I could. Right after I ate breakfast. She laughed awkwardly, doing that cute little finger tap again. That's custom too. The finger thing is normal, but I can tell because that face is never made. I thought about what she said for a moment. Is she lying? It's kind of hard to tell. Even if she is telling the truth, something needs to be done about her constant tardiness. There's nothing more embarrassing than losing credits just because you couldn't be bothered to show up on time. What does it say about your character? Tell you what. How about instead of us just walking to school together, I wake you up on time as well? I could give you a wake-up call every morning and tell you to get ready, to get up. Then I'll wait for you outside. Sayori gave me a quizzical look, as if I just told her I had a time-traveling DeLorean. You mean a deluxe cell, according to GTA 5. After a beat, her face changed expressions. I'd love that. It would keep me on my toes. Unless that's too much trouble for you. I gave her a dismissive wave. It's no trouble. I always get up early in the mornings anyway. and I'd do anything for a friend. Sarah reached over from her seat and pulled me into a tight hug, which felt nice, but holy crap, her head is maybe just a little close to mine. You're too nice to me, Puka. What did I do to deserve you? I chuckled a bit and broke off the hug. Monica gave me an odd look. She then laughed and turned off her laptop. Yuri Natsuki didn't notice, I hope. I think what? I thanked Sayori for her critique and took my paper back. I turned on my heel and took a deep breath. Who am I going to next? Monica. Yep. Great to see you again, Puka. What voice did I just do? Ready to share poems? A Lady Knows Everything by Monica Shell. You guys can just read through this. I'm not gonna read it. If you want to see me read it, go watch my playthrough. I'm telling you, I'll say that every time if I have to. There's a playlist made on my channel that has it. So, yeah. It's literally all in order, too. So, from first episode all the way down to where we're at currently. Monica's poem was, again, both abstract but also definite at the same time. It was about a woman who knew everything and wandered the earth silent with her so-called expertise of the universe. It ended on a rather mystical note, with a woman declaring that there is no meaning to life and that in it itself meant everything. And it was very wispy. That's the word that came to mind. I set the paper down and saw Monica's beautiful emerald eyes watching me, monitoring my movements. Ooh. My friend's been trying to download Apex for like 3 hours now. Well, rip his Wi-Fi. I set the paper down and saw monitoring my movement. What did you think? I'm all ears. Say cheers.
What do you think? I'm all ears. It was good. I especially enjoyed that sort of twist ending with the woman revealing the true meaning of life and whatnot. Very nice. Monica's smile persisted.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was hoping the ending would have that sort of effect on the reader, having it built up like the true meaning was something powerful, but ultimately it was nothing. She pointed her at the paper and clutched at my hand. Yours is probably better though, and that's where you're wrong. I need to download Modern Warfare tonight. I handed her my paper. Monica started to read it, her smile unfading. A minute later, she handed it back to me. I thought it was good. It's very unique, and you weren't afraid to discuss generally untouched territory with its overall theme. I was gonna say scheme. Anyway, you should be proud of it, Puka. I was slightly taken aback that someone like Monica seemingly enjoyed the poem, unless it was a fake praise. A real possibility. She is supposed to make everyone happy, after all. Really? To be honest, I'm not very happy with it. Oh, why not? My mind flashed back to last night with the first Parfait Girls volume, and now I had spent almost half the night reading it and then doing some follow-up background research on it. When I realized it was almost 2 a.m., I ended up rushing out a poem and going to bed, so it was a good thing I had free time last period to do something heavily needed. To do some heavily needed adjustments to it. I was distracted mostly. I couldn't really think clearly. I think that my poem isn't as organized as it could be. I barely managed to say this. Monica paused, soaking in my comments. She collected her thoughts, her finger tracing the edge of her silver laptop. Well, consider this another writing tip of the day. When you're writing, the outside world can often be a distraction. Internet, phones, all that. Your mind is always looking for a way out to do something more fun. My advice? To make her point, she pushed her laptop away. Shut anything electronic off and focus only on your writing. And only take a break when you have something written down on that paper. If you constantly take breaks, you'll never write the end. Just like her last writing tip, Monica's advice was extremely helpful. I should probably use that advice with tonight's poem. Thank you, Monica. That's really helpful. My voice was earnest and appreciative. Monica gave me a sweet smile. No problem. As club president, it's my job to help everyone. Always remember, you can come to me for advice on anything, and not just about literature. I'm always here for guidance if you need it. I thanked Monica for her critique and honest advice, and picked up my paper and headed to the next person with a smile on my face. Yay! Good advice. Goes on the light part 2. The tendrils of the hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing in distance in a blue green light. I've read this already. Ghosts are blue green, my heart is amber. Yeah, I've read this. Maybe in the next set of poems I have to read, I'll start to actually read them because I know I haven't read every single poem. Yuri's poem, like her first, was dripping with symbolism from beginning to end. This time it was about being trapped in a nightmare where you are pursued by faceless demons, but you wake up to realize they are not real. At least, not in the way they are depicted. Very metaphorical and applicable to real life. At least, that's my interpretation of it. What did you think? What did you think, Puka? I glanced down at the paper again. It was nice. I liked how the message could be applied to real life, with the demons representing people who you think are nice, but actually are someone else. Yuri gave me a light-hearted smile. Ah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. That isn't exactly what I had in mind when I was writing, but it's fairly close. Is this what's going to happen every time we share work? I think in the back of my head. I'm glad I wasn't the only one thinking that. I give Yuri my honest thoughts about her work, and she tells me it's not what she was thinking of. When am I ever going to get it right? When am I ever going to get it right in her eyes? I held my paper up. Would you like to read mine now? I'd be delighted to. Yuri gently takes my paper. Her eyes started to quickly skim the paper, trailing down to the bottom. I peeked at my phone while I waited and quickly put it away when Yuri looked up. Yuri picked up her ballpoint pen and tapped it against her lip, staring down at the paper, lost in thought. What was she thinking? She picked up the paper and looked through it again, still tapping her pen. 20 seconds or so passed in absolute silence. I couldn't stand it anymore. Yes, I said, uncertain. Yuri was surprisingly blunt. It has a very good concept, but it does leave a lot to be desired from me. For instance, you could have used some more stronger and emotional vocabulary at the part describing the environment, as these words fall flat and seem boring. I don't like your criticism, but it's very like negative. Also, the ending, while left to be open ending, would have worked better if you left a definitive answer. So much for being delighted to read it, I thought sarcastically. Yuri continued to drone on, talking about metaphors and word usage and other interesting, non-interesting things. As much as I didn't want to admit, Yuri was beginning to bore me with just a tad. Not that I was intentionally ignoring or trying to disrespect her, but I was just eager to share my poem with Natsuki and spend more time with her. As much as I appreciate criticism, there can be too much of a good thing. There can be too much of a good thing, right? I felt myself starting to drift off, and I shifted in my spot at the desk in front of Yuri's. I glanced over to Sayori, busy sharing her poem with Monica. Sayori sat turned at her desk while Monica leaned against the wall. Given that it was just us five and the air conditioner was off, it was fairly easy to hear their conversation. But they weren't talking about poems. They were talking about something else. Okay. I forgot the word for this, but eavesdropping. There we go. I'm just worried we won't be able to compare it to everyone else's events. We do have a lot of good things going for us, but what does everyone else have going for them? Her voice slightly quivered. Monica sounded indifferent. What's there to worry about? We're gonna give it our all and do our best. Even if we don't get a single new member, at least we can say we tried. Sarah reluctantly agreed. A pause. Puka still hasn't been told what his role in the festival is yet. I shifted in my seat, now all ears. Another pause. I was gonna tell him to pick who he wanted to work with tomorrow after the meeting. Any one of us could use an extra set of hands. So I'm going to pick Natsuki. Her job is the most exciting. I couldn't help but notice her voice was a bit more quiet now, like she didn't want her or me to hear. Did she notice I was eavesdropping? Hey, that's the word I was looking for earlier. That's the word that came up. Haha. Oh, what makes you say that? Oh, it's just a feeling. I don't. I don't mind if he doesn't pick me. I just hope he's happy and comfortable with. There we go. I I forgot about you, Yuri. I forgot about you. Wouldn't you agree, Puka? My mind snapped back to reality. Shoot, what was she saying? I should have kept an ear open for her. I nod politely. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that would have been me. I would have been like, I probably would have said like, yeah, yeah. Yuri smiled. Thank you. I'm glad you agree. I stood up and thanked Yuri, even though I may have just sold my soul to her without knowing. I looked across the room and saw Natsuki sitting alone. I felt a pang of sadness. Why is she always the one seemingly left out? Time to fix that. Hey, it's this customer again. Natsuki was back to looking out the window, watching the sheets of rain patter against the window panes. I cleared my throat and she looked up at me. Hey. She pushed a loose strand of her pink hair behind her ear. I sat down on the desk in front of her. We haven't shared poems yet. Well, that's my voice, not hers. That's my voice. I'm supposed to do my voice, not her voice. My finger tapped against my paper. Natsuki opened her binder and unclipped the clean sheet of paper, handing it to me. I took her poem and started to read. Alone. Alone. Endless numbers of people, lines and rows of faces everywhere. We see so many and meet a lot, but only a handful care. How can we be utterly crowded? How can we be surrounded by people every day, everywhere, and still be so alone? I rubbed a fleck of dirt from my eyes and handed the paper back to her. Wow, that was great. It was short, but it had a lot of I made a I made a fist and shook it. Power to it. You know, Natsuki flinched at my fist, which made me. Oh, okay. Which made me pause for a moment. Did she think I was gonna hit her? I could never and would never do that to her, or any girl for that matter. I should apologize. Oh, sorry. Natsuki glanced away from me. It's okay. It's not your fault. Thanks for saying that. An awkward silence. Why the heck is it always me who makes things so weird? I shifted in my spot. Did you want to read mine now? I held my paper out to her. Natsuki took the paper and starts to read, sitting up in her seat. I leaned by the desk to next to her and wait, my eyes drifting to the windows. The rain still drummed against the windows, but it seemed more muted than earlier. Hopefully it'll clear by the time the club ends, I think to myself. A minute passes. She has to have read it at least twice by now. It's not like I wrote a novel or something. It was only 8 lines long. Natsuki keeps staring at the paper, her eyes going up and down the paper. What is she looking for? She finally clears her throat. it's 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 I gave her a confused look. It's what? Her feisty demeanor returned. Why can't you just suck at writing? My poems were supposed to impress you, not the other way around. She almost yells this. Wait, what? You wanted to impress me? Natsuki blushed, a color so deep it's almost matched at her hair clip. Well, she reaffirms her voice. And what? Let Yuri wow you more than me? Obviously, I'm trying to impress you. I paused, trying to find my bearings. She's trying to impress me? But wait. Well, what's wrong with trying to impress you then? Nothing. She looks back at my paper as if anything has changed in the 1 minute she read it. The paper slid from her fingers, gently floating to the ground. She quickly stood up from her desk. I need some water, Natsuki declared, and quickly walked out of the room. Yuri and Sayori glanced up in confusion. Monika's eyes followed Natsuki out the door and glances in my direction. She closes her laptop, gets up from her spot at the teacher's desk, and starts to walk towards me. I can imagine that, and I'd be terrified, just because I know what Monica is. Not in this, though. Oh, crap, I think. Puka, is everything okay? What happened? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. I start to sweat. What the heck am I supposed to say? I don't know, honestly. We were just talking about our poems, and she really got embarrassed for some reason. My voice showed off, getting quieter with every word. Monica bent down to pick up the fallen paper and dusted it off with her hand. Well, maybe she was just nervous around you, is all. I paused. Nervous? Monica shrugged. Well, you are the first boy in our club, after all. Or maybe she was just nervous about... A hand reaches out and snatches the paper from Monica. Okay. You shouldn't mess with things that weren't meant for you, you know. I have an awfully bad habit of doing that. Natsuki barked at her club president. Have I been saying... Wait, I said president. I've been saying president and not president, right? I just want... Oh, God. Neither of us noticed her enter. Oh, sorry, I didn't... She's winking, I don't like that. I didn't know Puka wrote it just for you. That's not what I meant. You know what I meant. Monica paused, thinking about something. Wait, what did you mean by I have a bad habit of doing that? Monica's smile is now gone. Aw, I feel bad. Like my manga set, why do you keep messing with it? Natsuki retorted, voice still laced with annoyance. Monica pauses. You think I'm doing it just to mess with you? The teacher specifically asked me to move them to make room for her materials. This isn't just our club room, you know. Natsuki stammers, once again beat. She didn't have a defense. I rubbed something and... Uh-oh. That's what I heard. She didn't have a defense. Well, just tell me where you put it next time. Last time it wasn't even in the closet. It was all the way up there, out in the open, where people could touch it and mess with it. Monica sighed. I only do what the teacher says. She told me to put it there. I'm sorry for not telling you in advance, but I do what she says. Natsuki scoffed and gave her a dismissive wave. Monica just smiled. She walked away, leaving me and Natsuki alone. Natsuki gave a huff and looked at me. And what about you? Don't you have my manga? Do you have my manga? My mind snaps back to the Parfait Girls, a surprisingly good read despite it being mostly filler. Natsuki was right. Oh, right. I start to reach into my bag. I pull out the book and hand it to her. Natsuki quickly takes the book and flips through the pages, looking for tears. She shuts it and flips it over. She squints at it. Wait, did you clean it? It looks immaculate. I give a slight grin. I said it would be in better shape than when you gave it to me, didn't I? I always keep true to my word. Natsuki blushes. You didn't have to do that, you know. I give a wave. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just wanted to show my appreciation for you loaning it to me. You know? Natsuki smiled, showing off her adorable little fang. Okay, I'm glad it's not just the art style. There is a fang. Natsuki smiled. Oh, yeah, I said that. Now, did you want to start reading the next one today, or her face lights up? Oh yes, come with me. She grabs my hand and pulls me to the closet. This is like the stories speak, but positive. If you get that reference, then yeah. Natsuki quickly looks around, but becomes almost disoriented. Where is it? I hear her mutter this before she looks up at the very top shelf. And there, sitting next to a stack of textbooks, was the Parfait Girls box set. She curses. Seriously, Monica? At the very top? Her yell echoes out the rest of the class. There was a pause. I didn't put it there. Monica replied with a slight giggle. Natsuki growled and tapped her foot angrily. She looked around, opening the cabinet. She sighed and slammed it shut. Natsuki looked at me and walked out of the closet. I lingered by the door, watching her. What is she doing? Hopping across the room, Natsuki walked to the teacher's desk and grabbed the leather chair and quickly... Uh-oh. I know where this is going, I remember. And quickly started to push it across the room to the closet. For their spot by the class door, Yuri and Monica humorously watched her roll the chair across, but said nothing. Sari didn't seem to notice, her focus on eating what looked like a cookie. I raised a hand up. Natsuki, this is too dangerous. Let me get them. I reached a hand up to the top shelf to grab them, but Natsuki quickly slapped it away. I can get it myself. She pushes the chair into place and wobbly started to climb it, clutching the shelf for support. Uh-oh, here comes this part, and she turns and looks at me. Uh-oh. Well, don't just sit there, help me. Women. Women. I love that was great. That was great. She pointed down at the arm sets of the chair. Hold it in place while I grab the set. Natsuki, I can get it down for you. You don't have to. I can do this myself. I don't need help. That's why I'm holding the chair for you, right? Why the heck are girls always this complicated? I sighed as I got a better grip on the armrest. Natsuki tiptoed as she tried to grab the box set, grabbing the lower shelves to not fall over. I glanced up. Holy crap. No. Not looking. Nope. No. Natsuki's legs wobbled and she shifted her feet to get a better standing on the chair. Reaching forward, she grabbed the manga box set with both hands and lifted it above her head. Got it! Her voice was triumphant. The moment of her lifting the box above and behind her, it caused her to lean back. Natsuki! And she falls. The girl yelped as she struggled to find her footing. Gravity ultimately won, and the pink-haired girl lost her balance, and the chair... Oh, you misspelled chair. And the chair sliding out from beneath her feet. Why am I even speaking? The girl fell into my arms as I tried to break her fall. I fell backwards onto the floor, and she tried to shield her with my body. The books landed and slid around us. I opened up my eyes. That's, hey, you added in books. And she has tears. Little, like, the tears could have been better. Our noses were almost touching. I quickly reeled back and stood up, dusting myself off. I extended an arm to help her up. Oh, that's custom too, but I know why this is. She started to sob. She sat on the ground and pulled up her sleeve. I looked at her arm and saw an ugly-looking bruise about the width of an orange starting to form. Her arm. Okay. Discolored shades of purple, green, and puke yellow started to form. Oh, Christ. Oh my god, are you okay? Oh god, let me take a look. Before I finished, Monica hastily rushed to us with Sayori and Yuri trailing behind her. What the heck happened? Oh, that's oh my god. Natsuki turned to look up at her. Monica instantly saw the bruise and gasped. Oh my god, Natsuki. Her voice was slightly panicked, but I could tell that she was trying to keep a calm tone. Oh my god, that shouldn't have been funny, but come on, you can't just do that. You can't just do that. Oh my god, that was great. My most recent subscriber was not Dinglebird. Monica helped Natsuki up, her voice sweet and calming. Come on, baby. Let's get you cleaned up. She looked at Sayori and Yuri, both standing awkwardly a few feet away, unsure of what to do. She made a nodding gesture, and the two girls followed behind their club president. It's okay. Monica kept repeating, rubbing Natsuki's hair, trying to calm her down like a parent with a crying child. Monica looked down on me. Puka, please be so kind as to clean. She made a gesture to the fallen books. This up? And with that, the four girls walked out of the clubroom, leaving me lost and confused. I didn't look up to check, but I sensed that someone had lingered by the door, giving me a judgmental look before leaving. Probably Yuri or Natsuki herself. This is it, I thought. This is what ruins my standing with these girls. Yuri, Natsuki, Monica, heck, probably Sayori thinks I'm some sort of monster now. God dang it, god dang it. Anger washed over me, loathing myself. So much for trying to make friends, Puka. How the heck does anyone recover from this? Might as well not bother showing up tomorrow. I looked down at the scattered books spread across the floor. I sighed and started to pick them up one by one, placing them into the stack on one of the desk seats. I grabbed one of the books, volume 2, the one I was supposed to read next, and flipped it over. Oh no. The book was covered. The book's cover was bent at an odd angle, with the laminated plastic now bent white in the grease line. I gingerly tried to bend it back into place, but it just started to crack. If Natsuki is as crazy as she seems about the condition of her book, she's going to be so mad. My mind raced. What do I do? They'll be back any minute. I zipped open my bag and carefully placed the book inside, pushing aside a few papers and folders to make room for it. I hastily zipped it up as the door clicked open and the three girls entered. Natsuki's uniform sleeve had a slight bulge in it. It was probably an ice pack secured with gauze. Yuri and Sayori were talking to Natsuki, but I couldn't make out what they were saying. It felt awful. Monica walked up to me. Puka? You think you and I could have a private chat for a sec? This is really it, I thought. This is her telling me not to come to the meeting tomorrow. God dang it. God dang it. Sure. My voice sounded weak. Monica gave me a weak smile and started to walk to the door. I held my head down slightly, like a dog punished for peeing on the carpet. I didn't check, but it felt like the three sets of eyes were staring at me, none of them thinking happy thoughts. Oh no. Monica and I stepped outside. I glanced out the wide windows of the hallway, facing towards a parking lot, and further beyond the town of Ichikawa. What? What? Where are we at? Ichikawa. The rain seemed to die down a tad, but light sheets of rain still drummed against the windows. The door clicked shut. Monica, I can explain. Monica raised up a hand to silence me. There's no need. Now, Natsuki explained everything. She was trying to get her manga set and she fell, and you tried to cushion her fall. Just an accident. Is she alright? For the most part, just that bruise. Just that bruise she got from the fall. Yuri wrapped it up the best she could. It should do until she gets home. But it did look painful. Oh Jesus. I turned to face the window and ran my fingers through my hair. It's not your fault, Puka. It was an accident. These things happen. She put her hand on my shoulder. Listen, you're not in trouble, but I do think you should talk to Natsuki and say, well, something. It would be very awkward if you didn't. I sighed. Okay? Okay? Just don't worry about it. I don't hate you. Yuri and Sayori understand it was an accident. Don't worry. Everything's fine. She opened the classroom door and I followed behind her. Monica clapped her hands together, trying to take control of the still awkward situation. Alright, everyone, I think we can call that a day. Now, I want everyone to write at least one poem before we start working on the festival, okay? Good, good. Harry grabbed her bag, waved goodbye to us, and walked out the door, once again reading her portrait of Markov's book. Monica walked over to the teacher's desk and started to pack up her things. She looked up at me and shifted her eyes to Natsuki. I knew what that meant. Go talk to her. Sayori walked up to me, a smile on her face. Hey, did you still want to walk home? I have an umbrella we can share. She held up her polka-dotted umbrella. Just hang on a second. I put a hand on her shoulder and walked to where Natsuki was. Natsuki? Surprised, she turned around to face me. Her face has a dreadful expression, like she knew this conversation was going to happen. I felt 10 times worse now for forcing this on her. I fumbled with my words. Could we talk in private for a minute, like downstairs or somewhere? I nervously tapped my fingers together, almost like how Sayori does. Natsuki shifted on her feet. Sure. She and I both walked out of the door. The rain still continued, but it didn't seem as bad as it was earlier. Natsuki and I both watched the rain fall against the windows of the exit door. I coughed. Natsuki? I was unsure of what I wanted to say. I'm truly sorry about what happened back there. I didn't mean for it to happen. Natsuki waved her hand. You don't need to apologize. It's not your fault. I should have just let you get the stupid books. My mind crawled back to the damaged book, and then I felt a shiver run down my spine. I had to tell her, no matter how she reacts or if she blames me. I took my bag off my shoulder and unzipped it, reaching for the damaged book. I pulled it out and showed it to her, covering her face. I know you don't want to hear this, but it would be wrong for me not to tell you. One of the books got damaged. I tried to get the fold out, but it didn't fully come out. I'm truly sorry. Natsuki gave me a light gasp, and I could see tears starting to swell in her eyes. She turned away, covering her face with her hands. Oh no, look, I'm really sorry. She cut me off, her voice choking. It's not that. Her tears were tangling her voice like a barbed wire. Natsuki, it's just things are really hard for me right now, and you've been so nice to me, and I've been nothing but rude to you, and I turned to her and embraced her, my arms wrapping around her. I gently stroked her hair, trying to soothe her like Monica did. Natsuki, it's okay. I understand. You're going through some stuff, and you don't have anyone to vent at. My eyes were now level with hers. Those beautiful pink eyes stared into mine, and I felt my heart rate speed up. It's just staring, and I just cough right on. I just want to say that I'm here for you if you need someone to talk to you. I know it's only been a few days, but I do care for you and want to see you happy. Natsuki wiped the tears from her eyes, sniffling. But in the meantime, I reached for my wallet and opened it up. I took out a slightly crinkled 2,000 yen note, equivalent to $20, to a $20 bill in US dollars, and handed it to her for a replacement copy. Natsuki seemed taken aback, staring at the note. Puka, you really don't have to. I pushed the note into her hands, closing them on the note. For a moment, our hands were almost intertwined. No, I insist, and don't worry about paying me back. It's on me. I say as I pull my hands away. For a moment, I thought she might start crying again. Then, without warning, Natsuki embraced me in a tight hug, her arms wrapping around my chest. You saying something? Oh, I streamed Apex Legends on Twitch. So yeah, as you guys can not see, actually. Let me do. Well, I have a Twitch, so go follow that. It's PukaTuka Gaming, I believe. I actually don't know. I'm not alone. It's just me and your ghost. Anyway, thank you. I heard her mumble this through my blazer, voice muffled through my shirt. She released me, but I felt the sensation of her warmth still clinging to me. I never wanted to let her go. Well, now that you have the next volume, you can start reading it if you want to. I smiled. It'll be the first thing I do when I get home. A smile returned to her face, and then we can read the next one together tomorrow. Tomorrow. My heart pounded in my chest. I can't wait. I feel like I'm trying too hard to sound as relaxed as possible. Okay. She shifted her feet. You can go now if you want. I was gonna wait for the rain to stop. Why? It could be hours before that happens. I forgot my umbrella. I dug into my bag and pulled out the umbrella I had packed away. I handed it to her. What? Natsuki stared at me with the umbrella and gently took it in her small hand. Hey, it's a pretty cool umbrella. She looked up at me. Don't worry about it. Just bring it back tomorrow. I will. Her voice was now quiet. I smiled, feeling much better about myself now. Okay, bye. She waved and went to open the door. I could hear the rain outside now, the sweet smell of the condensation flushing in. And with that, she turned to face the storm. Everything in my mind and body screamed, walk her home, you idiot. Make her feel safe. But I knew Sayuri was waiting for me to walk her home upstairs, and I couldn't just leave her hanging like that. Maybe I can walk home tomorrow, but not today. And as I watched Natsuki step out into the rain, in the back of my mind, the perfect idea for a poem started to bloom. Hey! I like how I still turned this into a positive from. Oh, dang, we're over. Okay. Well then. That's it for this part then, I guess. I'm gonna go over to this. It's gonna break the stream. But, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, why don't you go and smash that like button. Also, hit that subscribe button if you're new